Good afternoon. My name is Charlie Burt with AWG out of the Oklahoma City Division, and I'd like to introduce Larry Yang. He's the Chief Production Officer for Phononics, and he has over 30 years of experience delivering new technical applications for tech companies such as Fitbit and Google. And with Phononics, he has developed a next generation cold fulfillment option for e-commerce. So I'll hand it off to Larry.
I'll use this here. Actually, you know what? I will use that. Wander around. Does this work okay? Yeah. Thanks, Charlie. Thanks, everyone, for spending time here with us. Instead of out in the happy hour, we'll try to make this relatively quick. My partner out there has been handing out beer and ice cream, though, if you want to get a head start on the happy hour here.
Good sales idea.
Yeah, right? So, thanks. I'm here to talk about online grocery fulfillment and operations. So first off, how many here, let's see a show of hands, how many people here have or are considering starting an online grocery fulfillment operation? All right, great. We've got a couple people here. So you are not alone. So this is projected to be a $250 billion industry, doubling in a couple of years, doubling from about what it is this year. 84% of all grocers are either planning on expanding an online operation or starting one up in the next 12 months, based on our survey. And a lot of this is, of course, driven by user behavior. So 46% of consumers today are using online grocery ordering and delivery. The pandemic kind of hit us. People started discovering that as sort of a survival, to be honest. But as a result, consumers have been introduced to this new capability, and their behaviors have changed, and they haven't gone back. A lot of that behavior is driven by millennials and Gen Z folks who are digital natives, if you will, people who came of age with the internet and have learned that you just do everything on the internet. And those consumers are the ones driving this trend as well, based on our research. And so when we ask retailers, when they think about online grocery and what they kind of worry about, one of the top things they worry about is, of course, keeping frozen and chilled products frozen and chilled. 60% of retailers feel they need to have some kind of a coldness management solution as they're shopping and picking products for their customers. And 2/3 of retailers we surveyed are planning on spending between $500,000 to $1.5 million on improving or building out their cold chain technology. And for this 2/3, it's the number one operational improvement on their to-do list. And building out your online grocery operation is not just good business, but it's also an extension of your overall loyalty, if you will, in delivering your customer a great customer experience. You've invested a ton of energy and enthusiasm in building a great in-store experience. Now you need to extend that to also include the online experience. So you want to control the shopping experience. You want to ensure that product is delivered on time with great quality. And you've built that relationship. You understand customers' shopping behavior. It's your customer, and so you should hang on to that data as well. At Phononic, we are in the business of delivering cold chain fulfillment solutions. We have our active cooling solutions platform, which gives you a complete operational solution for your online grocery operation. We include not just the totes that keep stuff frozen and keep your product refrigerated. We also have carts that are used with it. I brought a sample here that we have showing in our booth just outside. But on top of that, every single tote is connected to our cloud service, so you can ensure that your food is kept at the highest quality for temperature, as well as ensuring operational efficiency, that the totes are on when they need to be on, and they're turned off when you're not using them. We also have a team of professional support people who will come and help you set up your carts and your totes and your connectivity, and monitor the usage so that you don't have, if you're not paying attention, we'll notice when there's might be something wrong and help you proactively maintain and address any sort of situation. So let me talk a little bit about the tote itself. So this tote here is actually a pre-production version of our second generation tote. The first generation is the one out there that my colleague Patrick was handing out the beer and the ice cream out of. The second generation is based on a lot of the learnings from the thousands of the first generation that we've deployed. For example, this second generation is a third lighter. So now when you fill it full of groceries, it stays under the OSHA weight limit of 40 pounds so that your workers are kept safe. It's also 1/3 larger on the inside. Even though the external dimensions are the same, the inside is actually a third larger. So now a gallon of milk will stand up flat inside, stand up straight, and a 12-inch pizza will lie flat, so you can stack them neatly inside. It has the IoT cloud connectivity built in now, and so it connects to our cloud. We'll have a dashboard that you can look at, see how all of your products are performing. And it includes our next generation in solid state cooling, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a second. So this is the ACT 2000 tote. It, of course, comes as well with this cart that's optimized for your online operation. And so now you bring the tote out into your picking area, into your shopping area. You can pick groceries in there, and then you can stage them in there without having to move them around all the time. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. You can also bring this product now out directly to the pickup spot. If you have curbside pickup, you can just bring it right out to your customer and load it directly into your customer's trunk. Let me walk through a little bit more about how this works. So we help you save time in your entire operation. So today, with the current legacy outmoded process, you take a cart and you go out onto your store floor and you grab a pint of ice cream out of the freezer, you put it in there, and you go to the refrigerated section, you grab a gallon of milk, and you go to the middle of your store and you grab some potato chips and you throw it in there. And then you bring it to the back of your store or the side of your store, whatever, some sort of staging area. And in there, you reverse the process. You put the ice cream back into a different freezer, you put the milk into a different refrigerator, you put the potato chips onto a shelf, and then you wait. And then when the customer pulls up, you do it once again. You now go to the freezer, grab the ice cream, put it into a cart, you go to the refrigerator, pull the milk out, put it into the cart, go grab the potato chips, throw it in the cart, run it out to the customer. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes later, you're out there, the customer's running their air conditioner in the heat or the heater in the cold or whatever. They're frustrated, dogs barking, kids crying, whatever. And now you deliver their groceries to them. With our solution, you eliminate all of those extra touches and thus all of that extra time. So you do the same thing out on your store floor. You grab the ice cream, grab the milk, grab the chips, and then you bring it to the staging room and you just leave it on the cart. You don't have to touch anything again. And then when the customer shows up, you just wheel the cart out, load everything in the trunk. 1, 2, maybe 3 minutes. Now the customer is completely satisfied and even better, if you have your online system can detect when the customer pulls into the parking lot, you can even meet them in the parking lot as they pull up to the parking space. So now you get 0 wait time. Amazing customer experience, customer's happy, your worker spent a fraction of the time, they're happy, everyone's happy. So it saves you time, and of course it also saves you space. So a lot of you don't have a whole extra huge area to go build out a staging room. And so this is actually some actual data from one of our customers where when they were originally planning their online grocery operation, they had to plan space for a bunch of these legacy reach-in refrigerators and freezers, and then they had to have an ambient rack, and of course they still had to have the carts. But with our solution, you eliminate the need for those refrigerators and those freezers, you eliminate all that space, you eliminate the ambient rack, and all you have is the carts. And that results in over 50% space savings as well. And last but not least, we also help you deliver on your sustainability goals. Legacy refrigerators use hydrofluorocarbon refrigerants, which are 2,000 times more harmful on the environment than CO2. We've delivered up to a 70% energy reduction because now we offer on-demand cooling. So now you don't have to run all the big reach-in freezers if all you have is a pint of ice cream. Now you just power up one of the freezer totes for that pint of ice cream, and then when the pint of ice cream gets picked up, you just power it all off. So tons of energy saving through the on-demand cooling. And for operations that use dry ice, we now eliminate the need for dry ice. It takes about 1,000 watt-hours of energy to make the dry ice required for just one order. That would be the same as running a hairdryer for an hour every time you have one online order. So we eliminate that energy usage as well. And you don't have to believe me. You can believe Juan Carlos, CEO of Econo Stores, a chain down in Puerto Rico where we set up this deployment. And they have things up and running. They've seen the 70% energy savings and the 50% space savings. And not only have they saved on those economics, but the employees are happier and the customers are happier. So that's all I got. If you get a chance today or tomorrow, stop by our booth. We're just right around the corner over there. And we've got our QR code to visit our website. Questions?
Yeah, do you guys have some metrics in terms of how many, what do you call that one setup there, that cart with the freezer, the dry totes, and the refrigerator on there? But do you have metrics to kind of get an idea of how many setups you would need like that, depending on what your e-commerce business is doing today?
Yeah, so the question is how many of these tote cart sets would you need for a particular operation? So we've sized what we call a starter kit. If you have somewhere around 15 orders per day, the starter kit would include 4 sets of these, four carts plus the equivalent number of totes required for each cart.
And do you have any idea how the pricing of that setup compares to like somebody that needs to go out and buy a refrigerator to stage? I'm not talking about a household refrigerator, but double wide. And same thing with a freezer. But you're right about all the labor stuff.
Yeah, the labor, the cost savings are all there. If you're interested in getting like the specifics for your operation, you could talk to one of the friendly sales cat standing there. You can chat with her. Thanks.
Sure makes it easy to.
Yeah, question?
Sorry, so is that the cart configuration there?
Yeah, so this is the cart we have.
Four at a time?
It has 4, but we also have fold-down shelves if you want 6. Or it sort of depends on your order sizes, the space of your store. We have it right now set up so it has the 4, but there are 2 shelves that fold down, so you can have a 6-tote configuration. Yeah.
Do you typically do just one order on a cart, or can you get multiple orders depending upon some way to identify them?
It's typically 1 order per cart, but there are ways to put dividers in. If they're like a couple tiny orders, you could probably you can make that work as well. Yeah. Great questions. Any other questions out there? You can always chat with us. We're all wearing the same blue shirts, so you can find us easily.
I got some.
Charlie, yeah.
Like if you, when you say you get there to your store, and so you leave these off all night, of course, and then you.
Right.
And then you plug it in when you get there and open the store up. How long does it take to get that to freezer and ambient level? Or
Yeah, so the question is when you plug these off overnight to save energy, how long does it take to get back to temperature in the morning? And when they're empty, you can get them up to about 30 minutes. You can get them up to temperature. But also keep in mind when you're putting stuff in there, they probably were already in a freezer or a refrigerator as well. So you put them in, and so the temperature gets maintained pretty easily. All right, any other questions? All right, thanks everyone. Grab a beer and ice cream on your way out. Thank you.